Welcome to Daily Joy, where every movie is a story waiting to be relived. Today's movie name is The Town and been made in 2010. Be aware that this video contains spoilers, so proceed with caution. In the beginning of the movie, four masked guys carefully plan and carry out a bank robbery. James "Jem" Coughlin, played by Jeremy Renner, is Doug McCrae's, Ben Affleck, hot-tempered best friend. Desmond Eldon, played by Owen Burke, and Albert "Glownsy" Maglone, played by Slane, are also on the team. The men, who are wearing skeleton masks, break into a bank in Cambridge and take control quickly and accurately. Doug stays calm and in charge, giving orders to his team, while Jem scares the bank manager and customers to keep them in line. The bank manager, Claire Kesey, Rebecca Hall, is forced to open the vault by the group. To make sure they can get away, they blindfold Claire and drive her to a beach as a hostage. They then free her without hurting her but tell her very strongly not to call the police. To scare her even more, they throw away her driver's card, which shows that they can find her if they need to. The FBI, led by Special Agent Adam Frawley, John Hamm, is interested in the theft. When Frawley sees how professional the heist is, he starts a relentless chase of the gang. At the same time, Doug finds out from Jem that Claire lives nearby. Always the practical one, Jem wants to kill Claire to tie up any loose ends, but Doug talks him out of it and tells him to keep an eye on her. Doug follows Claire and sets up a meeting at a laundry by chance. He starts talking to her while pretending to be a worried citizen from the area. As they talk, Doug learns that Claire is still very upset about the theft. She talks about her worry and fear, especially since she saw a unique tattoo on one of the thieves that might help her figure out who they are. Even though Claire was skeptical at first, Doug's real charm and care for her make her feel better, and they start to date. This new relationship makes Doug more likable and draws him away from the life of crime he has known. The movie goes into Doug's past and shows that he used to be a good hockey player but got into drugs and crime and lost his way. Stephen McCrae, played by Chris Cooper, is Doug's father and is serving a life term for murder. This has a big effect on Doug's life. Doug's mother left the family when he was young, and he still can't figure out why. Doug's criminal behavior is greatly influenced by Fergie Colm, Pete Postlethwaite, a cruel florist who runs a criminal empire and plans all of their thefts. As Doug and Claire's friendship grows, Doug feels more and more torn about his criminal life. He starts to think about a future with Claire, away from Charlestown and its deadly hold. But Jem, who is always suspicious and angry, finds out about their connection and talks to Doug about it. He tells Doug that getting engaged with Claire is risky and could hurt their plans to commit crimes. Because Fergie wants them to, the gang has to rob a protected car. The fact that the heist happens at Fenway Park during a game shows how bold and well-planned the group is. Even though they were very careful, the heist turns violent when Jem shoots one of the guards without thinking. The gang just barely gets away, but things are getting more dangerous. Doug tells Claire that he wants to leave Charlestown with her after the heist. Doug is involved in the crimes, but Claire doesn't know that. She is excited about starting a new life with Doug. But Doug's choice to leave doesn't sit well with Jem, who feels cheated that his friend wants to give up their life of crime. Agent Frawley steps up his investigation by putting pressure on Doug's crew and keeping track of where they go. Seeing a weakness, he confronts Claire and tells her about Doug's crimes and how he was involved in the bank robbery. When Claire tells Doug the truth, he tells her he loves her and wants to change, which breaks her heart. Claire, who is sad and unsure, tells Doug to leave her alone. Doug chooses to talk to Fergie about his plans to leave and demand his share of the money. Fergie makes fun of Doug's hopes for a better life and says Claire will be in danger if Doug tries to leave. Fergie tells Doug that he was the one who took his mother and used his manipulation to get Doug to stay faithful. Doug learns that he can't run away from his problems without facing them head-on. The gang has one last job to do, which is to rob the Fenway Park cash room. The heist is very dangerous because the FBI is closing in quickly. Doug, Jem, and the rest of the group sneak into the stadium while wearing masks and getting ready for a huge fight. At first, the theft goes as planned, but the FBI, which has been told about it, surrounds the stadium. As the gang tries to get away, a fierce shootout breaks out. Desmond and Glownsy are killed, and Jem chooses to die rather than give up. He goes out in a blaze of honor. Doug gets away by pretending to be a doctor. Doug goes back to Claire, and even though it breaks her heart, she decides to help him. Agent Frawley gets information from her that isn't true about where Doug is. Doug gives her a lot of money that he stole along with a note telling her he loves her and is sorry. One last time, he looks at her from afar before running away from Charlestown. Doug finds safety in Florida, but he can't have the life he wants with Claire. Giving some of his money to fix up a hockey rink in Charlestown is a small way for him to make up for what he did and help the community he hurt. Even though Agent Frawley failed to catch Doug, he is still determined to keep going after him. Claire starts to rebuild her life after having terrible things happen to her. Using the money Doug left her, she plants a garden in the common area of her apartment building to represent growth and new starts.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like, share and subscribe button to my channel to see more videos like this.